Okay, Austrian Grand Prix 2024. We're going to skip the quickfire. And I actually just want to say congratulations to Woody, aka George Russell, for winning and just making Mercedes feel the taste of winning again. But please explain to me, what the hell was that race? I'm just going to let you lot go first, then I'm just going to go off because I have something to say.
He's come in dressed in a clown suit. So he's going to go first and actually tell us, do you know what? I was taking notes and I've never in my life watched a race where certain bits I'm like, yeah, cool. Certain bits I'm like,
what is going on?
Verstappen's now showing his colors again.
He's back.
He's frustrated. I don't know what's going on. On top of that, the best bit about the race today was whatever McLaren did, he pits, you pit. He pits, you pit. That was it. Piastri had a faster car. He showed it yesterday. Now we're sat here thinking, Verstappen, let the guy through. You've been moaning the whole race. Let him through. You can still nip him in the next turn. Nah, Verstappen just didn't want to do it.
Ben, it's been a couple of months, but you were right. You're absolutely right. We're bleeding. We're on the ropes right now, and it's. You said it before anyone else called it, so I think it's right that we actually give you that, and that's exactly what's happening. Max Verstappen is back. He knows that it's no longer a straight fight where he can actually just sit in his car and just go. He knows that everyone else is right behind in the development race, and Red Bull have not been on the game.
I said this.
Do you think it's that? Sorry to cut you, Ben. Do you think it's that, or the infighting between his dad and Christian has now got to him? Because if we go back, not the last race, the race before, we all sat here and we thought it's slipping. Now the gates are open and the sheep are at the paddock.
No, I actually don't think it's anything to do with Jos. Jos will always be Jos. This is racing on track. The only part where we would struggle with Jos being a very vocal person and not being actually on payroll, I think it's in the media. But then on track, Max knows that he's the driver in that car. His dad has no say with what he does. And Christian also doesn't have a say. If he steps in, it will be probably to say, look, Sergio is faster than you, which we know we will never see or ever hear. So this is genuinely the development at Red Bull Racing, just taking a hit. Whatever they've been doing, I think they just got so relaxed in that we are the best phase where they were leading races by 9 seconds. And today, to be quite honest, I actually thought that's what was happening because Max was 6 seconds ahead, very comfortable, and all of a sudden he started to complain about the tires. So it's nothing to do with yours. This is just a car problem that they have now.
For me, all of this away. I said that when stuff like this happens in Formula One, that's when you got to pounce and that's what you got to capitalize, right? I'm very happy. McLaren are such a well-oiled machine now, and they just need their drivers to come through. And the main driver that needs to come through is Lando. I'll be honest with you, Lando's starting to really irritate me because he's showing that he just doesn't have that enough dog and composure in him to get it done. Piastri showed it over a sprint, right? And Piastri showed it the time he had, and this mess up happened, he got rid of Sainz very quickly. So he's got that thing in him. And it annoys me that Norris low-key is the number one driver for McLaren right now. What else does McLaren have to do for this guy? You're given enough laps to do what you need to do. Like, cool. Max has to concede because he got the penalty 10 seconds. He was just, he was being Max. But at the end of the day, I feel like you, Lando, if you just got the job done the way you needed to get it done within that time, that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. And Piastri's proven that he can get that stuff done. Right now, at this point, the McLaren drivers, and especially Lando, I said it and I keep saying it week and over, he really needs to have a hard look at himself. He cannot expect his team to do any more for him to just get the stuff done and win. Do you get it? And now the scraps has happened. He's DNF'd. How do you DNF at that time in the race? And then on top of DNF, it's just, bro, for me, it's as a McLaren fan, and McLaren doing everything to come back to winning ways, it's so frustrating to watch. It's so frustrating to watch.
I think what he lacks is the understanding that he has more to lose than Max at this point, because
Exactly.
Max is running with the championship. Don't fight him. He's leading. If he doesn't finish this race, it's not the end of the world, but you need every point that you have, and that's what he needs to understand.
I'll take it a different turn then. And when Ferrari do stuff like this and you guys laugh at me, there's technical blunders everywhere, but the one that no one's speaking about right now is those two French boys that are just doing the most
I'm glad you brought that up.
They're doing the most. So halfway through the race, they're racing each other, but they're pitting them straight after they race each other. What is that? Who's making it?
Sake of
fairness. Let them race. And you let them race hard, or you don't let them race at all.
Don't let them race at all. Here's why I agree with it. And I want to go back. Did I not say Ocon was the one that needed to go? I called that one as well.
There we go. And there we go.
He's toxic.
But just call me Crystal Ball Ben at this point. I've been calling these. And I said, of course you're going to get... Ocon is toxic. Bro, that guy is just... I don't know what is wrong with him and why he causes this type of havoc here.
I don't think he's finishing the season.
This guy.
He can't finish the season because we can't have the rest of the season like this.
Brother.
You know what? If you look at lap 35, where they're fighting Alonso, who's already having a terrible race anyway. So you're fighting someone that's already wounded. Then you fight each other. Then one pit. Then you gain 4 places. Then you get told to pit. Then you lose 6 places.
Right.
Might as well let him go to the tires are cooked.
I'm telling you this now. Like again, congrats to Russell for allowing Mercedes to taste what victory feels like again. But this is him just coming in and sweeping the scraps. He wasn't in it to win it. Somehow he's won. It's what makes Formula One beautiful to watch. Obviously, what happened with Leclerc is just another telling of I don't know what this Monegasque is going through after Monaco. It makes no sense to me. But I really want to establish this year. The Haas boys have come to a form of redemption, especially, K-Mag. I've been very hard on that guy. He's redeemed himself well. They've put themselves in 6 and 8. They've scored points. That's a good look for them to be ahead of at least one Red Bull with Perez being there. So, they're
doing exactly what Alpine are doing. They're infighting, but their infighting is just better at the moment.
Yeah. No,
it's for points.
Yeah.
We'll do it early.
And a good infight is good. If it means it's putting on a good show, both teams are actually wedging themselves in the right places, that's to be deserved. And when you're actually ahead of any Red Bull in any capacity, bro, you're doing the right things. You got to give it to the Haas boys in that sense. I just look at
consistent.
Yeah. Who?
Mr. Consistent. There's only one consistent person who has the same place. Race on race on race.
Sergeant,
you gotta be consistent,
No, but to be fair, he did okay this race because he was racing Leclerc. Like he had to be racing someone of that stature for him to do. He didn't crash. He didn't DNF.
Didn't go off track.
He didn't go off track.
Didn't bring a safety car out.
I mean, we always expect that of him, but I have to say, this race didn't strike me as what it was going to be. I thought Max would have led, honestly. I thought he would have led start to finish. When he started to complain, the cracks started to come out. Then when Norris should have attacked is when he didn't. Then he waited 2 or 3 laps of the battery to recharge. Hamilton wasn't in it. Woody was just lurking behind the scenes, waiting for something like this to happen. And you know what? If there was another 3 laps, Piastri would have won this race.
No, of course.
Piastri was catching up to him.
Of course. And I mean, wrapping this up now, like we look at how this is laid out, I'm still going to stick to my driver of the day, driver of the weekend is Piastri. Piastri, honestly, at this point, I can't wait for him to be number 1 driver for McLaren. I feel like he's really going to be the one that carries McLaren to really be that championship winning team again for this generation coming through. Like for me, and my trust in Lando, no offense to him, it's I know it sounds harsh, it's a bit lower than I expected it to be, right? Lando, he needs to have a hard look at himself and he needs to really bring out his inner dog and composure. For now, Piastri, my driver of the weekend and day.
I can't argue with that. I'm gonna have to go with you, Ben. Yeah, Piastri.
Piastri's just been
Outstanding.
phenomenal.
Outstanding. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see
Oh.
what else he's gonna give us.
Listen.
I'm going to go
TC.
the opposite way. I'll never repeat this ever again. But I have to say, Mr. I don't have a job yet next year was my driver of the day.
Oh, Carlos. Yeah. To be fair, yeah.
He did enough to be relevant in the race.
Yeah.
Someone that's been using foreplay, he probably knows where he's going, but he's going to drag this as long as possible. But that was my driver of the day. I'm not a fan of the guy, but wherever he goes, he's going to take that rate. Because imagine you're the guy that doesn't have a job and you're outplaying the guy that's got a job to 2029.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's a good shout. I think that's a great listing. We're looking at the schedule, man. It's a new month, last day of the month for June. New month for July kicks off, and into that week commencing, we do have Silverstone GB Grand Prix. Oh, that one is going to be a very interesting one to watch. So definitely make sure you are locked in, tuned in. If you want to see more reaction and post-reaction videos like this for Formula One, then make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on Lover of Cars. We will be catching you in the next one. Peace.